absolutely necessary into the growth and development of African people. So we're right here at the Doctrine of Discovery. Why is this important? It's important because you got, it's called a Papist Bull. You got Pope Alexander VI, May 4th, 1493, right? He writes this document, right? This is the original, right? He calls it a facsimile. Now he writes this document because you got Spain and you got Portugal fighting with each other. So what they do is they draw that line down the middle of the map, right? And they say Spain, you can have this side, which ends up where North America, we know Christopher Columbus, right? And then Portuguese, y'all can have Africa. But this Papist Bull states, if you find, right, a nation that does not have a Christian monarch, right, you can enslave the inhabitants and bring them to the Christ and take their land. It's right here. I didn't make it up. It's right here. So now y'all know why I'm atheist. I'm against the monotheistic religions because it's the monotheistic religions that enslaved you. Because we're really just talking about a cultural system whenever we talk about Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. When we talk about God, right, from their perspective, it's politics. We ain't even tripping off the word God. It's the politics behind the word that's killing you. So when we come to Africa, we talk about the natural rule and the Sahel test break down the word God. He's talking about the politics from an African perspective. So do we have an African perspective of what it should be and what it should not be? And I'm saying no, we don't. Because if we did have an African perspective, everybody wouldn't be mad at me for saying I'm atheist. Because I could have sworn the white boy did this. Right? And then why would you follow a system, right, that was created to oppress you, created to change your politics? Why would you be mad at me for that? Because we have not looked in the mirror, right, and taken care of that question. Do you believe in God? But of course we do. But we only know about the God of those who have oppressed us. We only know about the ideas and the concepts and the European standpoint of view, meaning how we view the world, how we see it. We basically see the world like white boys and white girls. And I say white boys and white girls. We're not looking at it like African men and African women, because if we was, we'd have changed our communities and we would not allow, right, for the quote-unquote Koreans to control $1 billion hair industry. That's $1 billion. And we walking around needing jobs, walking around broke. Why would you give somebody $1 billion? Let me show you the ignorance promoted in black communities. We'll fight over a corner outside, shoot a person down. I'm taking that corner, I know, because I was one of those people. That's mine. But leave the Koreans, right, to the $1 billion. And then go to church and pray and say, Lord, please help me. The Lord said, I can't help you and gave away $1 billion. How am I help you? So the bull stated that any land not inhabited by Christians was available to be discovered. How the hell can something be available to be discovered when you already there? Available to be discovered and exploited by Christian rulers, right, and declared that the Catholic faith and the Christian religion to be exalted and be everywhere increased and spread, that the health of the souls to be cared for and the barbarous nations be overthrown, right, and brought to the faith itself, the doctrine of discovery. So you weak when you're a Christian, no matter what the domination you claim you are. You weak because this was used to destroy your ancestors. Yeah. You just weak. You got to call it what it is. Here you go right here. It actually literally drew the line down the map. Man, the age of discovery. I promise you, not making this up. We're not going to let the Muslims off the hook, because I swear they wrote the same types of letters to the Ankh of Egypt. Then basically the rule of Egypt, right? The Copts, they say the letter, right, of the Prophet Muhammad. It said, in the name of God, of Rahman, right, the merciful, from the apostle of Allah, right, to the Mahukas, chief of the cops. Peace be upon him who follows the guidance. Right? Next, I summon thee to appeal or establish peace. Okay? Or submitting your will. First of all, he's writing a letter trying to tell an African nation to submit your will to what? To its political system. That's all Allah is. It's a trade route control. It's their politics. It's their ideas and their concepts. So he's basically saying, submit your will. And then if he said, you don't, O ye people of the book, come unto equal arrangement between us and that we should serve none save God, associate nothing with him, mean take all them glyphs down. Right? Because to them, the glyphs was some kind of way getting in the way of their politics. Why was it getting in the way of their politics? Because it transmitted African ideas and African concepts and African politics. That's why you got to take them down. And associate not with him and not asking one another for lords beside God. That's their word is Allah. So don't talk about nothing but besides Allah. And ye what? And if ye decline, then bear witness that we have submitted our will to God. If you decline our offer, basically saying your ass is grass. Alright, so keep following the politics of the African that make you want to control your farming, right, which is agriculture, that make you want to control your sciences, right, that makes you want to control your food, clothing, and shelter. We got something for that ass. That's what they're saying. This is the letter. So we got the letter from the Christians, right? And we got the letter from the Muslims, right? So that's why I'm against the theists. Ain't got nothing to do with Africa. I'm against the politics of those who have enslaved us. Plain and simple. And for that, I don't know why they hate me for that. But I relish that. Because the truth is the damn truth. And I'll teach the truth to one person. I don't need a million people. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm going to teach. Because y'all going to tell somebody. See, sometimes the church is full every Sunday. Am I correct in that? Right. Teaching a bunch of bullshit. Because if it worked, things would have changed by now. Right? So just because you don't have a lot of people all the time, right? The truth ain't popular, y'all. I ain't going to lie to you. It's just not. We'd rather just fucking float somewhere. What the fuck, I want to astral project and I want it over now. Well, I remember dreaming for 15 years straight, strung on drugs. Well, I'm going to stop today. I remember, I'm going to stop today. I'm going to stop today. It was 15 years later, I'm going to stop today. And it's not until I took a step forward in the right direction and told myself the truth, because we've become a bunch of liars. This shit ain't getting better until you, each individual one, change the shit. Look at the building we in. This is sacred and this is divine. Yes. Because a black man, a black woman, they run this. And they run it with commerce and business, and they are allowed to feed their children, their babies. And they control their money, and they can do with it what they want to do with it. That is divine and that is sacred. I don't know nothing else for that. They tricked you. They got you spooked out somewhere, waiting and hoping on your knees, bowing down to nothingness. And then we got charlatans amongst us that promises some kind of war, of foolery. You ain't even ready to straighten your own goddamn self out. Let alone fight a war. You ain't gonna get past the damn police. But you ready to fight? We going to war. We revolution. You ain't. This is goddamn revolutionary. Sitting here at a time where you could be somewhere else, right, and digesting some real information that you can take home and tell your grandbabies and tell your children and change them. That's revolution. The revolution won't be televised. You know why? It's in your fucking mind. And until you change your mind, ain't nothing else gonna change.
Ashe.
So we all start off right here with the theology of time, Elijah Muhammad. Y'all remember them days, right? Yeah. I know you do. This is the science, we got it. The science. Now, man, here was the science right here, man. The Pata player. The Pata player. We talked about that, right? Yeah. Alright? This is the oldest star clock right here. These people predate Kemet. Right? And they're lining up with the heavenly bodies to mark time. They want to know who they are and where they at. What time is it? They doing that. So the out of time, right, of the black man, they say 76 trillion years of origin of time. There ain't no goddamn 76 trillion years. See, there's consequences to the statement of 76 trillion years. There's consequences to 72 trillion years creation of the sun. So we can actually see that the statements are testifiable. See, but back then, right, obviously no one tests the statements. At least the black community didn't. I'm just going to be real. Like, we in some dark age where we just refuse to use math, we refuse to use science, right? Right here, with this machine right here that your quote-unquote white boy has created, the Kobe, right? They actually take a picture of the cosmic background. Right here, this is the cosmic background. And they measure this in Kelvin. Now you see the red, right? Mm-hmm. And you see the all the way light, right? So if you have an explosion, right? When something explodes, the first pieces come off are hot, right? Mm-hmm. First pieces come off, they're out there longer than the pieces that follow. Am I correct? Right. So the pieces that's out there had a longer time to cool down. These pieces coming from the heat source, right, don't have a longer time to cool. They're still hot. So you can measure the distance and the time between the pieces that have cooled down and the pieces that are still hot. And so they measure all these distances in between, right? They call it measuring in Kelvin. And this is how they come up with the age of the universe. So when they make that statement of 76 trillion years, it has consequences because it does not add up to the cosmic background that they measure. So they have a date for the universe. Or they can't measure the goddamn universe. Well, yes, they can. Okay? They can.